Hello fellow tube surfers, this is Bubba Drew, and I failed to fulfill my promise that I made the other day. However, I think that's for the best, because yesterday I was just a miserable wreck of a person. I was just, really contemplating what I wanted to do with my life and all that kind of stuff, or even if my life would amount to anything. But now I'm a bit better. There's still a bit of remnant of uncertainty to me and all that. But then again, uncertainty, I believe, is a part of all of us. Us as in, like, humans in general. But anyways, I decided to spawn in My Summer Car here, mainly because, number one, I haven't played it in a long time. Number two, I love it dearly. It's just such a down-to-earth game. And three, I just wanted to talk about things that have been going on and all that kind of stuff. But first things first, I gotta cure my character's hunger and thirst. So let's do that, shall we? Let's just eat the chips right here. My thirst has gone through the roof, as you can imagine chips would do. And how much thirst did it take up? That was like well over the limit of the bar. Huh. We have to have a beer though. That's for sure. Just for good luck, I guess you could say. Normally I don't even do that, but I decided why not. Anyways, yeah, Loilo does not seem to like this game. Like, when I have Loilo open and I try to open the game up, the game will just abruptly close out. However, when you open the game up and let Loilo do its thing, then the game will stay up and running and all that. And that's how that's how I'm here. Anyways, other than the constant self-hatred that I have been putting on myself throughout this week, or throughout the last few days, I guess I could say. Not a lot's been going on. My birthday was on the 10th. I don't know, I think that might have been the trigger. I'm 1 year older, and, I think to myself, I should have a job by now and all that kind of stuff, and that I'm like a failure and all that kind of stuff. And, most of all, and definitely the thing that I was thinking about, I feel like my YouTube channel is going nowhere, and I'm never going to amount to anybody. No one watches my videos, that kind of thing. But when I uploaded that video called Uncertain, I feel like it was like a sort of a small light at the end of a really dark and dangerous cave. And, it dawned on me that people still stick around to watch my videos. And I'm actually really, really happy about that, because the reason I started this channel was because, well, I didn't lose anything, but I ended up quitting my job from a Goodwill as a baler, because I just let my feelings take over, and now I regret ever quitting. Because I definitely would, I'd have a classic Volkswagen in my driveway and all that kind of stuff, but then again, things happen the way they happen for a reason. Yeah, so I did YouTube just to sort of cope with that. And, next thing you know, I have 58 subscribers. Like, a little over a year going on. And I know that's not much, especially for the time I've been on YouTube, but I'm just glad that people have come through and just clicked subscribe I'm just really thankful that people think I'm worthy of their time. And I don't mean to sound all, you know, arrogant or anything. It's just the way I speak, I guess I could say. I appreciate every one of you for coming by and watching my videos. So, thank you for that. Other than that, though, things are looking up. I found a job opportunity that I might just take after I rework my resume. I'm not really going to talk about it too much, though, because it's still not certain that it will happen. And I really would rather not talk something up and then have it just vanish out of thin air. I could always just volunteer at places. There was actually this wildlife sanctuary that what the heck? Always this turn. There's actually a wildlife sanctuary that one of my former teachers owns, and they work with wild animals for the most part, and I thought that would be really, really interesting to volunteer for. Animals are always interesting to me. And this morning, actually, just this morning, I resumed this book series that I've been a fan of for a while, known as the Inheritance Cycle, rather. And for those of you who might be scratching your heads at that series name, you may recognize the series for the first book, which was titled Eragon. Now, for those of you who don't know what it is a fantasy book with quite possibly the most amount of pages I've ever read in just a fictional book. I'm sure there's books out there with more pages, but, you know, I haven't really dove into that realm of reading yet. Until then, of course. But anyways, it's a fantasy book, and it's centered around a young man. Rather, I could just say boy, but I'm just going to say young man because he's 15 in the book. Anyways, a 15-year-old named Eragon, hence the name of the book. And basically he lives in this village where he's a farmer, all that kind of stuff. And one day he's out hunting and he discovers this mysterious stone, which with time turns out to be a dragon egg, which is considered a very, very rare thing in the age that the book takes place, which I believe is like sort of like the Middle Ages. Something kind of like that. Typical for fantasy stuff anyways. And basically they just... he raises it, names her Sapphira, and pretty much they just... they become companions, and they're trained, and they get ready to overthrow the empire that rules over the area. To some, it may seem... the plot may seem really simple or generic, but I really like it just because it's sort of off the beaten path, whereas most people would get into Lord of the Rings and all that kind of stuff. I get into this. I get into like Eragon because it's a bit more underrated. Some people have made claims that, you know, oh, it's just basically a ripoff of the Lord of the Rings. I think there's enough differences within the story, so it's not just a blatant ripoff. And besides, I know that there's an affectionate fan base out there for the books, and I included too. One of the things I really like, honestly, is just the friendship and relationship that Eragon has with Sapphira. It's just really, really cool when a relationship like that happens in a fictional story. It's kind of like, I'm sure some of you younger audience out there might understand this. It's kind of like in the How to Train Your Dragon movies, where Hiccup develops a bond with Toothless. who is considered to be one of the most fierce types of dragons in the universe that the movies take place in, that is. I just like it when, oh jeez, there's a... Alright, plain chicken. Yeah. Okay, that was just a nick. But yeah, I just like it when, you know, something that is perceived to be a really fierce creature, like a dragon or something like that, has a lighter side and it's embraced in a story or something like that. I feel like I'm rambling, but it's got to make sense to someone. Someone's got to share the same thoughts that I do. But yeah, that's why I really like the Eragon series. You know, he has a dragon, and both of them, they go throughout the world that they're in, fighting evil, all that kind of stuff. And they're very attached to each other on a very deep level. Yeah, I'm probably rambling at this point. I didn't want it to be all about that though. But if you've ever actually read any of the Inheritance Cycle books, or Eragon books rather, feel free to leave a comment. And if you have similar feelings that I have for the series, also leave a comment saying so. But anyways, we are in Periyarvi, and I'm just gonna stock up my character with some groceries and all that kind of stuff, so we're prepared to, well, just prepared, honestly, for the various shenanigans that can happen in this game. Also, the van needs a diesel, so there's that. But this is all going to be off-screen, and honestly, as I said, this video is more just to, for me to express myself, what's been going on with me, all that kind of stuff. And, yeah, what I've been doing and all that. And I just wanted to say that I'm feeling a little bit better now about life. Then again, the first step is to have a more positive outlook. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video and liked it, feel free to leave a comment saying so. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from when I say certain things. But I assume you guys do. Anyways, with that, I will talk to you all later. Have a good day.